The idea of a two-chord song almost seems too good to be true. Being able to play something beginning to end with just two simple chords like A major to B minor, F to G, E minor to D, but we're going to talk about them, okay? So, there are three main ones that I want to talk about, but first of all, what got me thinking about this was actually I was busking with my friends Jackson and Jack, and we had a request for Tennessee Whiskey. I can't recall ever playing Tennessee Whiskey before, but people go crazy over that song. So I'm going to show you the interaction of me learning and realizing that Tennessee Whiskey is actually a two-chord song on the spot, and then come back and I want to talk a little bit about how to accompany using only two chords to make it sound interesting and not boring.
Tennessee Whiskey!
I was wrong. Let's go.
I'll take it.
Alright, we'll try it.
You don't want to play Tennessee Whiskey?
And I
It's
love
like
that.
you were ready for that one.
Dude, I love Tennessee Whiskey.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
St. Arm's Circle.
I used to spend my nights at the bar.
Go to Google.
He's like a young.
Keep rolling, keep rolling.
I got you.
Alright, you guys got it? You want to do a 1, 2, 3? I used to spend my nights at the barroom. Liquor was the only love I know. But then you rescued me from reaching on the bottom and brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee Whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. And you're as warm as a glass of brandy. And honey, I'll stay strong on your love all the time. I've looked for love in all the same places. Found no bottom of the water always dry. But when you poured out your heart, I didn't waste it.
So we were actually out busking because QSC sponsored that video and this video. We were using the CB-10 busking amp. It is basically a battery-powered PA that is the best in class. Super loud, the inputs are great, you have a lot of control over the accessibility of it using the app, but you can also really just adjust anything on the actual amp itself. I will link you to my full review on that because that thing is awesome and it came in super clutch, having a guitar, a vocal, and jack on the SPDSX drum kit. But anyways, let's talk about Tennessee Whiskey, okay? It's just A major to B minor. Okay? Now, it's funny, it's like, it is arranged the most different way that you can arrange a two-chord song. When I think of two-chord songs, the first thing I think of is Fleetwood Mac Dreams. It's just F to G. You can inflect it, but it's just a F to G the whole time. What's funny is, like, that is such an iconic, great song, but I am so sick of playing it live acoustic, just because it's a little bit trickier to embellish in a way, because you really got to keep the rhythm going. That's the tough thing about acoustic guitar, is you're responsible for the rhythm and the harmony of the guitar chords and the playing and strumming. So, Dreams is something I'm a little bit over, even though, again, it is one of the great songs of all time. Tennessee Whiskey is great because, first of all, it's a waltz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. B minor. 4, 5, 6. And then it's the same two chords, but then we switch it. Now it's B minor. Then back to A major. Okay, so let's talk about some interesting ways that we can actually utilize these two chords to make it interesting to play, right? That was just a song that's like super fun to play. So first of all, we have to learn a couple different voicings. The go-to busking acoustic guitar accompaniment voicing for any minor chord is B minor 11. Okay, so B minor, if we just use the middle 4 strings, is 2, 4, 4, 3. 2 on the high string, if you want, optional. B minor 11 is a much easier chord because it's not a bar chord, and I think it has a lot more functionality in an accompaniment sense, and we're going to talk about why, okay? So I've got the B on the E string, 7th fret, skipping the A string, 7, 7 on the D and G string, and then 5 on the B string, okay? If you've ever seen me play guitar in any context, online or live or whatever, I'm always playing B minor 11 or any minor 11 chord in place of a minor chord. The cool thing about how scales and music theory works, you can always swap a minor chord with a minor 11 chord. They're in all the keys. Everything is gonna work, okay? Now, let's talk about how we can use this and then maybe take an open A major further down the neck to kind of get this spot. This is going to be our zone between like the 5th and 7th frets, or 5th and 9th frets as we branch out. Everybody knows how to play open 2, 2, 2, open A major to B minor. But this one, okay, so just like that. We'll start with the A major because we'll take it from the top. So I'm using an F-shaped chord, but open A, 7, 6, 5 on the D, G, B strings, and then open E. So a little bit different than, but we can get all 6 strings if we want. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it's important that I'm striking the root note, the open A, on the 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 1 count, and then the 4 count, I'm getting kind of like a snare hit, which would be the rest of the chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The pulse of the song is just on the 1 and the 4. Or if you're counting the 3, just the first bar, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. How you fill the other spots is up to you. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Now 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and B. There's the A. The B minor. Okay, so let's talk about what we're doing here to inflect some of these. The beautiful thing about minor 11 chords is it groups your ring finger and your pinky together, and then you can kind of go into 2 frets higher from where you start, okay? Now, visually, in my mind's eye, even though you can't see it with my fingers, is I'm thinking of the minor pentatonic shape, which also goes with any minor chord. Okay, so we have 2 pieces of information. We have a chord voicing, and then the minor pentatonic scale, which you probably already know, right? 7, 10, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 10, 7, 10. Okay, so any of those notes are fair game beneath this chord shape. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? I can just kind of jump into these double stops. I'm just going 9 and 9, D and G, back, and then maybe like a hammer-on A string back into my chord. Okay, so how that would look in context. Back to A. All right, now another cool thing about this chord voicing is we can inflect around this chord too. Okay? So I started with the open E string. Now again, I can make it more of like a bar chord by going 7, 6, 5, 5. And then that opens up having my pinky on the high string, my pinky on the B string, and my pinky on the G string. Alright? Stuff you can do over different major chords. So major chords, A. Minor chords, B minor 11, B, or up here. Back to A, then the octave A. Again, any chord that you're doing, you can always go 12 frets higher. So if you're on the 2nd fret, the octave is going to be 12 frets higher along the same strings. This gets me to open 14, 14, 14 opens. And then you get those slides. And then now you can really craft a dynamic performance with only 2 chords. If you don't want to be too busy, just hang back. Palm mute it. Another thing that I like to do is connect those chords, even though they're only 2 frets apart. If I want to go from an A, I go A, 5, 6, 8, 2, 3. Just walk it back. Open 1, 2, then 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, open. A lot of different things you can do just in that position, all right? Now, another thing that I want to talk about is adding some of the vocal melody to a song. And we're going to switch gears here. We're going to go to another 2-chord song that everybody should know. America, A Horse With No Name. All right, so we're going to switch up the chords. Now it's going to be E minor to this guy, okay? This is kind of like a D with the F sharp in the bass, but they kind of keep that open B and E string, right? Alright, so the cool thing about that melody is it's super easy to it's a very simple melody. Open E, 3, 3, 2, open 3, B. So now if we were to accompany this, we can do all the stuff that we just talked about between really E minor and D major, which we'll get to in a second, but something maybe more appropriate would be to try to incorporate the melody into the chords, okay? So if the chords I'm using are just open, 2, 2, open, open, open. Alright, so that bum, 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 bum. Try to add where those melodies are. Maybe every now and then you do something like that. I'm thinking of kind of doing 2 things at once. For this, E minor. And then I switch to the D when I get the... So E minor's responsibility, then D major's responsibility, right? Now what did we just talk about from going to minor chords and major chords? We have minor chord and major chord here. Let's do an E minor 11. We'll do it the 12th fret. And this really lines itself up really well with a D major. And the cool thing about it being a very E minor centric song is these open E and A strings to a certain extent can ring out with the chord. So I can just go from bum, 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 bum. Alright, so now I have so many different options in way different places of the neck. So I think really learning different chord voicings is great because these are super simple songs. You got 3 of them to practice. Dreams, Tennessee Whiskey, Horse With No Name. but you can practice them all over the neck. So super valuable to do it, and just really kind of challenging yourself to try to pick out the vocal melody and add those to the chords, or like we've been doing, maybe just try to find your own melody just around. However you want to kind of just like explore different chord voicings, knowing what's available in and around the chords is super helpful. And nothing is more helpful than playing live, which is why you need to grab yourself a QSC CB-10, get out there. I also have the slip that comes on it, which is clutch, because if it rains, you don't want your speaker getting wet, even though honestly those things are tanks. But yeah, I'll have an affiliate link in the description if you guys are interested. Also go show Jackson and Jack some love, because they're both monster player, monster singer. And let me know if you have any song requests or just kind of lesson requests or anything we should do the next time we get out there busking. And I will talk to you guys soon.